I'll let you know, I chose to wear this hat because my uncle gave me this hat on one of our adventures that we went on. I remember one time I was with them and I was holding him up. This was the first time I connected with them at the arcade mission. And I was keeping him from, he had a very strict routine, like always in his entire life. He always had a very strict routine of how he did things. And I was keeping him, holding him up from that, so I felt bad, and I was like, well, can I just give you a ride where you need to go? He's like, oh, no, don't worry about it, I gotta go to the beer store. And I was like, oh, well, I could take you. He's like, yeah, but I have a lot of empties. And I was like, yeah, so I got a vehicle, I have an SUV. And he's like, no, but it's a lot. And I'm like, yeah, well, we'll deal with it when we get there. We got there, and oh my Lord, I have never seen a shopping cart so full of empties in my life. And then we tried to take it out of that and put it in a big bag that I had from gathering empties for my baseball team because we were raising money for one of the animal shelters. And so I was like, yeah, I got an extra bag. And we put it in there. It ripped. Oh, Lord. And I was like, oh, my God, what are we going to do now? So I had these blankets in the back seat. So I was like, well, let's just put them all on the blankets and we'll put them right in my trunk. Oh, what a disaster. But we made it in time. And I got to meet one of the really nice people at the beer store that talked to him enough times, and they just built a friendship. And that's what all of these places, that's why we need all of these places like the Arcade Street Mission and the churches and everywhere that gives a place to all of our unhoused brothers and sisters. And it's just, like even just looking in the eyes of somebody on the streets is a big deal. I remember when I was at the Arcade Street Mission, I was playing music for them, and I played the song Creep. And one of the gentlemen, they called him Red, came up to me, and he said, you know, one of the biggest things I miss about, you know, not having a home and being on the streets? And I said, what's that? And he said, people looking at you in the eyes. Everybody just walks by me like I don't even exist. And can you imagine how, that I can't imagine. Because like I myself, growing up, I was an attention whore. I had a twin sister, and it was a constant battle for attention. And I can just imagine, like I was never good enough for my dad. For one person, my dad, my siblings, but siblings don't count. But for my dad, can you imagine being nothing to everybody? Anybody that walks by you? Like, that's devastating, man. Sorry, I don't mean to carry on. Just exist, man. People just want to feel like they exist. That's it sometimes. That's all it takes.